What is going on, everybody? Welcome back, Dudes Who Bet Daily, January 22nd, 2023, NFL Sunday. After an interesting day of NFL action yesterday, Chiefs and Eagles pretty much in control the entire time there, but that Mahomes injury made things a little more interesting moving forward. I'm interested to see if the winner of today's game actually ends up a slight favorite over the Chiefs, especially if it's the Bills. We're playing on a neutral site. Aaron, do you think that ends the Chiefs' run here if Mahomes does have that ankle sprain?
Well, I tell you what. He's done a lot of great things. That was about the most impressive thing I've ever seen him do. Guys, I think if this would happen in the regular season, he'd be out like 4 weeks. Like, that looked horrible. And when it happened, I thought, he's not playing. And he came back in. He was noticeably not 100%, but he was still out there making plays. The guy is a legend after that performance, if he wasn't already. I can't say enough good things about Mahomes. I mean, that was incredible. I'm not a Chiefs fan, by the way, but you just watch it like, this guy is a monster. But to your point and your question, it's going to affect the line. It has to. I'm telling you, it looks like a high ankle sprain to me. And guys, we know how athletes are out 4 to 6 weeks when that happens. I can't see how he's 100% next week, but I wouldn't want to bet against him either, Somich. That was incredible.
His mobility is incredibly important to that offense, too. He moves around in the pocket and is able to make plays on the run, on the move so much, Papa Dude. So you got to think that's going to be a pretty negative effect. However, I got to give credit to the Chiefs organization. You could tell he wanted to go back in the first half, and Andy Reid pretty much said, nope, you're going to get an X-ray. We're going to figure out exactly what's up. We don't want to make this worse than it already is. You got to give him some credit there. I imagine as a coach, that's very hard to do when it's your best player in the playoffs.
Well, and it's your superstar on top of everything else that has more power than you do most of the time. But that's a $50 million a year commodity you got there. And you got to make sure. And let's not forget, they were playing Jacksonville. That gives you a little bit of a leeway. They had a little bit of a lead. Now, I got to admit, I didn't see a play of it. I was on the road. And so I read all about it. I didn't actually see, his mobility or anything like that. It'll be a lot worse the next couple of days than it was last night. You're playing on adrenaline, and it gets worse. It'd be interesting to see what he's like this week in practice. He does have a week to get better. He's going to play. There is no doubt about it. He will play unless they find a break, some kind of a fracture or something in there. He's going to play. I would agree with Aaron. He's already a legend in my mind, and I don't like the Chiefs at all. But I picked the Chiefs all along for one reason. It's him and Andy Reid. He's a great coach. So, it was. I think we got to give Jacksonville some credit, don't we? Did they not play well? They must have played very well. They were right in the game most of the way. So.
They definitely played more like the second half than the first half that previous week where they were facing the Chargers the entire game. I think Jacksonville is a legit threat next year. We got to remember, they get Calvin Ridley back, which people kind of forget that they traded for him, and he was suspended for a year for gambling. So he'll be on that offense next year. He'll be a very good alternate to Kirk. And you got to think Peterson's going to be able to upgrade that defense as well. And I thought Trevor Lawrence got better. He needs to be more consistent. But the Jacksonville showed out yesterday. I thought look
at what division they play in.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Tennessee's on the way down. Indianapolis is Indianapolis, and Houston's Houston. So the only thing is they're going to get a first-place schedule because they finished first. So their schedule is going to be a little tougher next year. But I think they're a playoff team if they improve any at all.
Yeah, when Tannehill is the next best quarterback in your division, who probably won't even be the quarterback in Tennessee next year, and the other two teams are most likely drafting rookies this year, you've got a chance here to make a run for the next 3-4 years if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars. So we'll see what they can do there now that they have a head coach and a quarterback. Let's head right into it here, the AFC divisional game here to see who is going to face the Chiefs and to see where that game is going to be played via either Kansas City or Atlanta based on who wins this game. The Bengals heading into the Bills. Bills are 6-point favorites. This is kind of ticked up all week. The total is actually ticked down. It was 49 for most of the week. Now we're sitting here at 48.5. Aaron, I'll kick it right to you because your best bet's coming from this game. So make the case.
Listen, I think the Bengals are going to win the game. And so I'll take them at +6 right now and be very, very happy. So it's incredible to me that this thing keeps going up. And I think it's because of these offensive line injuries. And I get it. That is a big problem. I don't have confidence in the Bills defense, and that's just the thing. So I think the Bengals are gonna keep this game close. Listen, I've said it a million times. They were winning that game in Cincinnati that night. They look like the better team. The Bills have not been a great football team the last, let's say, 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. They haven't been bad, but they have not been great. They haven't been up to the level they were early in the season. The Bengals have keep getting better and better throughout the weeks. Bills are getting a little worse, in my opinion, throughout the week. I will take the Bengals and the points here. I know the offensive line is what it is. I'll take the Bengals and the points.
Yeah, I've gone back and forth on this game. I think if I picked a side, it would be the Bengals. I played the team total over 21.5 for Cincinnati. I do think they're able to move the football against the Bills defense that's been struggling. They're the quickest release in the NFL right now. I think that it's like 68% of their passes are under 2.5 seconds. So the offensive line may not be as big of an issue as long as they get the ball out. And look, their offensive line was fine last week, even with all these injuries. Yeah, Burrow took some pressure, but it wasn't too bad. It's not like the Bills have an elite pass rush here, Papa Dude.
I do too. I do think I'm with Aaron. I like the +6. I don't know for sure they're going to win, so I don't have the guts to pick them on the money line, but I think +6, that's a lot of points. I'm surprised that line is that high. I really am. The way Allen has played the last few weeks, he hasn't played real well. This should be a really good game. The only thing that's bothering me, Dr. Tang likes Buffalo, and that's worrying me a little bit. He's going with a favorite here. That's a little scary. I was really all over the Bengals until Dr. Tang threw that out to me a while ago. So anyway, I'm going the Bengals +6.
Any thoughts on the totals, guys? Like I would kind of lean toward the over here, especially if I think the dog's going over their team total. Do you guys like anything on the total here? Aaron, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I like the over, and I think it's got a potential to be kind of one of those, in the past, the Bills and the Chiefs when they hook up in the playoffs, where it's kind of a back and forth game, especially the last half of the game, the fourth quarter of the game, kind of trading punches. You got two great quarterbacks there. I'll go over that 48.5.
Yeah. I think the two great quarterbacks is the key. You got two good ones. 27-24, what do you think? Maybe.
Somewhere in there.
Oh, that would go over.
That would go over.
Yep.
I would take 27-24 because the Bengals are over their team total. Aaron covers. So
that's right.
Like that one.
Let's
go
not play
27-24.
27-24. Perfect.
Just bet the exact score. I bet you get like 40-50 to 1 on that if you do. Let's get over to the NFC divisional game here. The Cowboys heading into San Francisco. This is probably the game I've been looking forward to the most leading up all week. Total sitting at 47. The Niners currently laying 4 here, although I would be surprised if this isn't 3.5 when they actually kick off the game. So if you like the Cowboys, I would wait a little bit, see if you can end up with that 3.5. Papa Dude, let's start with you. Side total. What do you like here?
This is the one I'm just really stumped on. I just gotta stay away from this one because I don't trust Dallas. I think they're better, but I don't trust Prescott, and I don't know how he's going to play. And I think the 49ers are going to get in his head. I do. Their defense is so good. I think they'll control him. I do. And so I can't take the Cowboys, even though I think they're better. Can the 49ers run the ball, do enough to keep ahead to where Purdy doesn't have to do something heroic at the end to win the game? That's going to be what I'm looking for. I think it's going to be a really good game. I agree with you. I still don't know how to bet this one because I don't trust the Cowboys. I just don't.
I think the Niners are definitely going to try and establish the run early. They came out throwing last week against Seattle. The way to attack this Dallas defense is to run right at them. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Deebo Samuels get a couple carries. You're going to see McCaffrey get a couple carries. Try and get Brock Purdy on the move, maybe scramble him out, maybe even have Brock Purdy run a couple times here to try and just control this game a little bit more because Brock Purdy did look pretty shaky in that first half last week, Aaron.
He did. I think he's going to be the key once again. I mean, we avoided turnovers last week. Can we avoid turnovers this week? Gosh, I just feel like this game's going to be tight. I went back and forth on this one. The Cowboys seem to be just a Jekyll and Hyde type. And last week they were really good. Would it surprise anybody if this week they weren't? That's kind of the thing. And that's why I hate this game. I'm going to go over the total of 47. I'm not going to take a side either way as far as betting. If you forced me, I would take the 49ers minus the 4. But I think this is the most unpredictable game of the 4 that we've had.
It's funny. I was talking to my dad this morning, and we both agreed maybe you don't bet this one before the game starts, and you wait to see if it's last week's Cowboys or the Cowboys of Week 18, and then decide if you want to bet the Cowboys or the Niners, because a lot of this is going to be reliant on which team actually shows up here. I have 2 bets in this game right now. I took Brock Purdy over 7.5 rushing yards. I think he's going to be under some pressure, and he likes to scramble. We saw him do that a lot at Iowa State. 2 scrambles last week. I think he'll get at least a couple here and get over that 7.5 rushing yard total. And my best bet is going to come from this game as well. Give me Dak Prescott over 251.5 passing yards. He's gone over this total every game since week 10, except for 2. Those games were in a blowout against Indianapolis and the week 18 loss. I think Prescott is going to be forced to throw the football here. San Francisco, a top 5 run defense. And he's got the weapons to be able to get a bit around this secondary. So I think Dak Prescott gets closer to 300 yards a day. So give me over the 251.5 here. I would lean the over 2. I kind of lean the Cowboys. The spot is tough, though. I mean, they played in Tampa Bay on Monday night. They have to fly home, fly to San Francisco. This is the 4th straight road game. I mean, this is not a wonderful spot for Dallas. And that is the thing that is keeping me off taking the +4 here pre-flop.
That's a tough trip, too, and a very tough place to play. And before we get off the NFL, how much has Philadelphia's stock risen after last night's performance?
Yes.
Let's not overreact to last night's performance.
Well, I know, but it still was impressive.
It was very impressive. They dominated the offensive and defensive lines just like they did in the one matchup where these two teams played. And so I don't want to get too ahead of myself on Philly, although they did look phenomenal last night. Ran for over 250 yards by themselves. Just an outstanding performance there. Waters get a little deeper no matter which one of these two teams wins and ends up facing them. So it should be a fun NFC title game either way, and AFC title game, really. If you told me to pick 3 teams I wanted to see play each other in the title games, this is the 3 from the AFC, this is 3 from the NFC. So next week is shaping up to look absolutely awesome.
It is.
Yep. They're going to be 2 great games.
All right,
no matter who wins these 2 games today, they're going to be great next week.
We're going to have some fun ones. All right, let's head over to the NBA here. We'll start with Aaron's favorite team, the Oklahoma City Thunder, traveling in to take on the Denver Nuggets, laying 5. Total sitting at 239 here. Aaron, we'll kick it with you. You're going a homer pick with the Thunder, or you're going to actually pick a winner here with the Nuggets?
I'm going to actually pick a winner with the Nuggets. I like how you worded that. Listen, I think it's going to be a good game, but I do think the Nuggets, I just think they've got a little bit more weapons. And I think what you're going to start seeing, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, the Thunder, one of their biggest things is they could sneak up on people. They'd come into your home building and you'd be like, yeah, it's the Thunder, whatever. It's not that way now. Those players look at these records, they look at the standings, and they're like, oh, shit, the Thunder, they're not bad. I think the Nuggets will be ready to go here. They're the better team, and that's the key. And the key here, the Thunder, they don't really have a secondary scorer. They've got a great player. Alexander is a great player, but they don't really have that secondary guy, and that's where they get in trouble when they play these good teams. So I'll take the Nuggets minus the 5 in this one.
I would lean toward the Nuggets here. I agree with Kevin. I kind of like the over here at 239. Papa Dude, what are you thinking?
Yeah, if I was going to bet it, I'd go the over 2 because both teams can score. Yeah, I don't like this matchup for the Nuggets or for the Thunder. I just don't think they're good enough to beat them. Denver's pretty good. So I'm going to go the Nuggets minus 5.
All right, let's head over here to the next game on the slate. The Clippers heading into the Mavs. Mavs laying 1.5. Total sitting at 223 here. Papa Dude, we'll start with you here. Clippers or Mavs today?
I think these are the 2 teams I consistently miss the most. I do. These are the 2 teams I cannot judge, especially Dallas. They drive me nuts. You know, they get to where you think, okay, they're playing pretty good. They should win, and then they just get blown off the floor. And the Clippers are the Clippers. So I'm going to go Dallas just because it's at home, but I'm staying away from this one, that's for sure.
Yeah, these are 2 consistently inconsistent teams. We've seen that all year, and that's what makes it so hard to play these type of games.
Yeah.
The Clippers are healthy right now. I'll take the Clippers plus the 1.5, but it's pretty tentative here for me. Aaron?
You never learn. You guys never learn. It's Dallas. 2 nights ago, I said Dallas will dominate. They did. They're dominating again. It's at home. It's Dallas. They will dominate the Clippers tonight. Give me the Mavericks.
Is this a night game?
Doesn't matter. It's going to be crazy in Dallas.
No, they won't be able to be there. They'll be watching the Cowboys.
I know.
It's a 2:30 tip. 2:30 tip here.
Oh, okay. All right. I bet they moved that. They may move that up. Because, well, it's probably on TV.
Yeah.
But what they should do is they should put the Dallas game on the big screen after the Mavericks game and keep it there. That would be
Everybody
awesome.
hang around and
Yeah,
they make a fortune off concessions.
exactly.
There it is. Well, I don't know what the rule is there. You got to stop selling alcohol during the fourth quarter.
Oh,
I wonder
okay.
if they could continue that going if they were showing the game afterward.
Maybe
Yeah,
when you
it's not-
switch games, it's the fourth quarter of the next game.
It's not the rule today. It's simple.
It's a Sunday. We can break the rules.
Yeah.
All right. Penguins plus 130 heading into New Jersey to take on the Devils minus 150. Total sitting at 6.5 here. Devils played last night, so they're a little leg weary here, or they're going to roll one of the two. Aaron, is this a dog that's live? Or you going with the favorite?
Dog is dead. Devils win. I'm not on Pittsburgh. And I can't stand Pittsburgh. They're so inconsistent. The Devils. Yes, as Magic says. The Devils.
Not so fast, my friend. They're going to waddle all over them tonight, baby. Give me the Penguins plus 130. Papa dude, who you got?
I think at the plus 130, I think I'll go with the Penguins too. Just a little value there because they could win. I mean, it's not a dumb thing to pick them. So I'm going to go Penguins plus 130.
All right, let's head out to Philadelphia for the other game in Philadelphia this weekend. The Jets minus 170 heading in to take on the Flyers plus 145. Total sitting at 6.5. Flyers played last night as well. We'll start with you, Papa Dude, here. You like the home dog? You're taking the road favorite.
Jets much better than the Flyers, but every once in a while they step up and can beat you. This is a game that Jets better be ready for. I'm going Jets, though, because I think they're a much better team.
Give me the over. Flyers like to score. They can't stop anybody. I think we're going over 6.5 here. Aaron?
I'll take the Jets. I don't know about that over, Somich. I think it's going to be close. Sometimes the Flyers can rise up and have a good goalie performance. Look, I'm a puppy. The Jets are a better squad. They should get the job done here. I'll take the Jets.
Should get the job done. I want to make sure. Yeah, Carter Hart played last night, so no Carter Hart tonight for Philadelphia. Thus, I'm sticking with my over here. You can't talk me off it. All right, let's head to the race of the day here. Gulfstream Park, race number 8, going 5 furlongs on the turf. Tricky little turf sprint here. You have a horse on the rail who's shown a ton of speed last time out at 10-1. Now you're sitting as your 5-2 morning line favorites. You're choking down a lot low over price in this spot. Aaron, we'll kick it off with you. Who you got?
Give me that favorite. Give me the number 1. Meet Me in Kingston. I really think this horse blossomed last time out on the turf. At this level at Gulfstream Park, took to the front, ran a really quick opening quarter, and still it was only beaten by 3/4 of a length. Who knows? Maybe that horse will run a big, fast opening quarter again and get smoked again. But if we're just, I don't know, a half second less than what we did, or more than what we did the first time, I think we're going gate to wire today. Love the draw. Give me the 1 going gate to wire.
I'm going to take a little bit of a price here. I respect the 1. I respect the 2. But the 3 is your winner. Give me Dr. Duke at 8-1. Came out of Stakes Company 2 back. Now we're second off a layoff here with Javier Castellano aboard. I think we get a much better performance than last time out when we got a kind of a rough trip when you go back and watch it. I think the 8-1 floats up a little bit. I think Dr. Duke, the 3 horse, gets it done at a price. Papa Dude, who you got?
All right. I'm 4 for 4 this week, so listen up, everybody.
Here's the loser.
I'm due to lose. That's true. I like
well.
1. Meet Me in Kingston on top. Give me the 2 second, and give me the 8 third because somebody has to finish third in this race.
There we go. Papa Dude going 1, 2, 8. And he has been on fire with these horse picks. He is 4 for 4 for the week, trying to close it out in style. And speaking of that, Papa Dude, you're the only one who hasn't given out their best bet yet. So how about you give out your best bet of the day here?
Well, this is an obvious loser. There is no question about it. I don't know when I'm going to learn my lesson. But anyway, I do like 2 college basketball games to kind of look at simply because the point spread is huge. You got another Big East game. Butler is at UConn. UConn's not playing worth a crap. It's 16 points. I think it's went down a little bit to 15.5, but that's a lot of points for a team that's not playing very good. The other one, I wouldn't touch it, but the point spread is so big. You got to look at it. Temple goes into Houston, and it's 20 points. And Temple they are not awful. And I think it's 20 because Houston just dominates in their building. But 20 points is a lot. And every once in a while, a Kelvin Sampson team throws out a clunker offensively. Aaron and I have watched him so many times. They're going to win. But every once in a while, they don't play well. They don't shoot the ball very well, and they have to really scramble. So that 20 points is a bunch. I don't care who's playing. All right, best bet today. All right, let's look at this. 2 first-place teams against 2 horrible teams, correct?
Correct.
One of them at home. Both of the horrible teams played and lost last night. What could possibly go wrong? Well, we'll probably miss them both. Okay, the Sharks.
So familiar to last week.
Absolutely. I think it was a Sunday as well.
Yes.
So, all right, you got the Sharks in Boston. Boston's lost 1 home game. I believe I picked that game and they lost, and I picked them to win. So, anyway, they're 36-5. The Sharks lost where? Columbus, I think, last night? They got to go into Boston and no, it can't happen. I'm not really worried about that one. It's the next one.
Bet the Sharks.
And the Coyotes. I should have. Boy, I could have made some money on that. Vegas, best team in the Pacific Division, won last night. This one's what worries me. They had to play the Capitals, and they throttled them last night. That's a good win. Could be a little flat going into a building that Aaron has said Arizona plays and can win every once in a while. When's the last time they won? They've lost like 9 out of 10, I think. This is the game that scares me, though. I could see the Coyotes maybe winning. But they lost. Somebody not very good. No, the Stars. Shut them out last night in Dallas. Now they go back home. The reason I bet it, we get minus 107. We shouldn't be getting that. But for some reason, Vegas is not favored by much in this game. So that's why we're getting minus 107. This should be a lock. It's obviously not, but it should be. So that's why we're going there today. The minus 107.
Battle of the backups for the Golden Knights and the Coyotes, both having their backup goalie in tonight. We'll see what happens there in Arizona. They're playing like a college rink right now, aren't they? Where are they playing at?
Yeah, it's a tiny little rink. They lost their old building. I don't know why that team's still in Arizona. It's a mess down there.
Why did they lose their building? What happened?
I think they couldn't afford the lease, or they let the lease expire because there was nobody that was going to the games anyway. I don't remember exactly what happened. Yeah, they're in I think the building they're in now is where Arizona State plays, maybe.
They have a hockey team?
Yeah, and I think it holds like 4,000 people, 4,000 or 5,000 people. NHL rink, 4,000 or 5,000 people.
Sylvain chiming in. He likes the Sharks big tonight, Papa Dude. There's the I'm gonna play a nice little Sharks Coyotes parlay. Just a little bit.
There's no question.
See what happens.
Yeah.
So just real quick. So last week on Sunday, you played a 3-team parlay with 3 massive favorites. We're like, that's 2 of them lost. The Canucks beat the Hurricanes in Carolina. The Canadians beat the Rangers in New York. You did get the Jets over these same Coyotes last
2-1. 2-1.
Yeah.
But that one was a lot more hard than this one, right?
Well, 2 games versus 3 games, yes.
Yeah, but I mean, the Canadians, they're okay. The Canucks, these 2 teams suck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there is one massive upset today that is going to go down, and that is my fantasy hockey team that's 2-11 is going to take down Aaron's 9-4 team this week to make it a little harder for him to make the playoffs. We're playing spoiler, baby, all the way till the end. All right, let's look at the picks here today for the best bets. Aaron taking the Bengals +6. Papa Dude. The Bruins and the Golden Knights minus 107 on the money line parlay. Give me Dak Prescott over 251.5 passing yards. 6 and 7 and 2 for the week, down $90. I'm trying to end it here with a 3-0 and end the week up. Thank you very much for joining us. Good luck today with all of your bets across the sports and horse racing world. We'll be back on Wednesday. Hopefully we'll see you all then.